Hello, this is the OSUIT Library, and today we are going to talk about the database Jstor. Jstor is a great database option for anyone looking at like humanities and arts, as well as any type of social sciences like psychology, sociology, art history, architecture, things like that. So as always, we're going to start at our library website, library.osuit.edu, and we're going to scroll down a little bit, although in my instance, I don't really have to, but we're going to anyways. And we're going to go to this left-hand column, and we are going to look for the link to database resources. Right now, it's the third one. And we're going to click on that, and that's going to take us to our database resource page or our A to Z database page. Either one, they're the same thing. So I could go down and I could click on J and search for it that way. However, I am going to save us some time, and I'm just going to search for it this way. So you'll see that it found 3. I'm really only interested in these first 2 right here. So you'll notice there's 2 options. And they're named similarly, but they are very different. So the second one, and you'll see this little globe icon. And if you look here, it says open access, so you do not need to log in to use. So what that means is that you do not have to use your OKey username or password to log into this. So this is open to anyone, even if you're not an OSUIT student. So if I click on this, it'll just take me straight there. The catch is that this is all of their free content. So this is all content that would be available to anybody that has access to the website. So there's not going to be nearly as much on here as there is. I'm going to exit out of this. As there is out of this first one right here. So you'll see this one has the globe. This one does not. So this one has more access to images, documents, articles, books, etc. But the catch is that you do need to log in with your OKey short name and password. And if you're not sure what that is, you can come to the front desk at the library and ask us, or we do also have a video on our YouTube channel on how to find that. But I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And it's just going to take me straight there since I've already logged in another area. So you can see here is our search box right here. You can look at all content. The cool thing about Jstor is that you can actually search for images, which I'll show in a second. But this is your main search box that you'll likely use. If you need to do something a little bit more specific, the advanced search is right here. As you can see, it has way more options for you to have versus this right here. So for our example, I'm actually going to use this box right here. I'm going to search for Sylvia Plath, which is one of my favorite poets. I know, very original, I'm aware. And so this is what your results page looks like. And so right here, you have your download button that will download your journal article or whatever it is you're wanting. You can save it and just go up to your workspace right here. You can also press cite, and that will give you your citation for the item, although I do recommend that you double check whatever citation you have just to ensure that it's correct and is using the most up-to-date MLA or APA formatting. And then if you look to the left, these are where all of your filters are. And so the main ones you'll likely use are this content type. So for example, if your instructor only wants you to use articles, you would click journals, and then you'll only have journal articles. Primary source content are things like that are from that time frame. So like, for example, if I do documents, it's going to show me documents like this. So things that were maybe like hand typed or things that were back from Sylvia Plath's era that Sylvia Plath was involved in. So things like weekly newsletters. There's even some things like poems, or even cool things like course offerings, like course catalogs and stuff like that. But the other thing that you might look for is the date. And so this will allow you to kind of narrow down the publication date of some things. So for example, if your instructor has a very strict like 5-year, so you can't do anything older than 5 years, you can't cite it. You can just put a 5-year span. So for me, I used from 2021 to 2026. Just make sure that's clicked. And then you press apply. And then anything that it pulls up is going to be from that time frame. So see, you'll see 2022, 2022, 2023, etc., etc. But the other cool thing about Jstor, like I said, is that you can search for images. So I'm going to search for Sylvia Plath again. And then it's going to pop up photographs. So you can see like it's actual photos of Sylvia Plath. It's things like magazine covers, newspapers, and stuff like that. And if you're really into art, we'll try Monet, see if that pops up anything. You can actually pull up images of certain things. So like you can pull up paintings, you can pull up actual photographs, and stuff like that. So that is Jstor in a nutshell. If you have any questions or suggestions for content, you are welcome to comment down below.